And are we going live? We are live. Hello, bright and shiny beacons of light. I'm Michael Sandler, your sort of host on Inspire Nation. And I also have with me taking everything out of my wallet she possibly can. The woman of the hour who says, this is my show too. That's Hannah Bear. No, you can't have the wallet. You cannot have the wallet. Do you want to wave to everybody? Because you need to get to bed.
Where are the people?
Where are the people? They're chatting right over there. So we've got Deans, we've got Divine, Debbie, Deans, Gail, Battle Gamer, Ann Taylor, Sasha, Nancy. They're all off on the side saying hi. So do you want to say hi to everybody?
Nancy?
Yeah, Nancy's saying hi too. And then we've got to get you to bed or I'm in big trouble with the mama bear. So I'm going to give a talk tonight on a channel teaching from Archangel Michael.
Daddy.
Yeah, Daddy is here too, of course. But we need to get you to bed. Is that all right? So can you say goodnight to everybody? Can you say goodnight? Say goodnight. Oh, da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. And I hope I have not put you to sleep. Maybe my crazy hair. Mama Bear gave me a great haircut tonight. Then I took a shower, and my hair is looking crazy. So, first off, last week we had all sorts of mic challenges. This week we have a whole new soundboard that I'm very unfamiliar with, but working my way through. Hopefully the sound is much, much better this evening. Please let me know if it is not, because we are working on getting this all dialed in for you. I'd actually show you this whole mic road setup here, but I don't want to press any wrong buttons at the moment. We're going to have a really fun show, if that's the word that I can use to talk about. So, and what is going on the screen here? Let's see if we can get rid of this. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. That was very relaxing. Well, that is good. I'm so glad you're relaxed. Every month I have the opportunity. So I teach automatic writing. And spoiler alert, there may well be a Cyber Monday sale for automatic writing as we're wrapping up our Black Friday sale on School of Mystics. This will be your last evening, really, to get School of Mystics free for a month. But I go through automatic writing, and I channel events like this. I channel class of School of Mystics. I teach you how to channel with automatic writing. And once a month, I have the privilege, the honor, and the cringe-worthy moment of channeling Archangel Michael for the Archangel Michael monthly readings. And as Aya Bear will attest to, and she is she is our super moderator extraordinaire, it is a cringe-worthy experience for me. I have no desire to be channeling a possible future or to predict anything. I claim no skill at it, no anything at it. You may be asking, why am I on the mic doing it? Well, Archangel Michael comes through in my writings. And so I'm honored in a sense to share his words, though it really does make me supremely uncomfortable. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to go through Archangel Michael's predictions for this month, understanding that nothing has been written in stone. There is a propensity for the energy for certain things to take place, but absolutely nothing is written in stone because we do have free will. We have the ability to shift, to pivot, to come together as a group, to be the dominoes for great change, or the dominoes for not so great change too. And so whenever you get a prediction show, no matter who you hear it from, there are two key things. One, understand that the person who's giving you the predictions is human. They have a pulse, which means they have their own filter. I totally admit to my own filter too. Secondly, they are giving you an understanding based on where the energies are at the moment they are channeling or doing the reading. Since nothing is set in stone, even the Akashic records, the library of the universe changes. Since nothing is set in stone, everything can change. Now, there are nodal points on your timeline. When you're going to leave, there are probably several different exit points. Certain key moments in your life, there are certain, those are nodes on your timeline as well. But most of it isn't written except to guide you down a particular path. And so it's interesting. A last note, and then we're going to go into this. Our angels and guides, they're sneaky and devious. And I'm going, are all teachers sneaky and devious? No, but your angels and guides are. They give you just what you need to help you on your journey with exactly where you're at. I call it coyote energy, trickster energy. The universe is a trickster. She gives you exactly what you need with where you're at for where you're going, and not too much more. So the question is, can a channeled reading, can you go in meeting a medium or guide, for instance, and them reading to you about your future, can that affect your future? And I would say, oh, heck yeah. Does it mean be careful who you choose for your mediums and guides? Yeah, probably so. Does it mean that behind the scenes there's still some tinkering going on? Absolutely. Your angels and guides want the best for you. Archangel Michael really wants to help shift this planet and would say he believes we're going to make it through, but it's really up to us, and he's concerned and wants to help. So I started to channel this, or I usually channel this a day before. And I did not do so, to my dismay, yesterday. I didn't channel this on Saturday morning. And so I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Mama Bear, Jessica, is curled up with her head on my pillow. Oh. And I woke up, and I kept hearing the channeling coming through, because I hadn't written things down yet. And here I am in discussion with Archangel Michael, talking about the future, going, this is cringeworthy. I'm not sure I even want to do this anymore. You've got the wrong guy. All of these different things. And he's basically saying, relax. It's going to be okay. And eventually I fell back asleep, and I got up this morning, and I did get some good news. So I want to start with some very, very good news. Temporary news maybe, but very, very good news indeed. Aya Bear, I know you want some good news. I know you want some really, really good news. Here's what I got. And I'm going to read to you just a line or two of pretty much word for word. And then, because I'm in discussion with Archangel Michael, so I channel in the morning through my automatic writing, and then I step back from it. And then in the afternoon or early evening, I go back through my notes. I have a team member going through the notes also to make it more legible. Then I go back through the notes, and I'm channeling again. And then when I'm speaking with you, even more stuff comes through. So I'm just going to let it ride after the first few sentences. But these are quite positive. At least I'll take them as positive. And so here's what I get. The first 30 days will be quiet. Then things will begin to ramp up, and truths will be brought to the surface in a very heated political way. But the first 30 days, or the next 30 days, will be relatively quiet. In essence, it's a chance for everyone to catch their breath. Yes, more particularly here in the States or here in North America, but also around the world, it's a chance, a somewhat of a pause. Now, I'm told the wars will continue, fires will continue, and in South America and in Australia, fires may even grow more severe during this time. Typhoons will start to ebb and flow, or start to ebb away, at least for this season. The floods will continue, there's no doubt about that, but things will be relatively quiet for the next 30 days. And to this, I'm like, woohoo, or more like, whew, because I really didn't want to come to you with a report of there's going to be more storm after more storm, there's going to be more this after more that. Still, what he said is there's going to be fires, there's still war, there's still going to be flood after flood. But the massive storms, the massive political upheaval, all of that for at least 30 days will be somewhat sleepy. I think this is important for you. I think this is important for me. I feel we need to recharge our batteries during this time. I can go to Aya in the Philippines, where they've had storm after storm after storm. I want to say after storm after storm. They need a chance to rest and breathe. We all, politically here in the States, it feels like storm after storm after storm after storm, let alone we did have our share of massive storms this year. This is a chance to breathe. This is a chance to look big picture at everything. And this is a chance, kind of spoiler alert, where we get to dive into our hearts. So now let's look at the big picture. And the big picture is, and what I'm told by Archangel Michael, and actually, okay, I had a beautiful, brilliant, and somewhat disturbing, no, we'll call it disconcerting talk with a dear friend, colleague, and amazing energetic being having a human experience, Neil Donald Walsh, last week. And his show comes out next week. And what Neil was talking about was that humanity looks like she is going to make it, but it is far from decided at this point. He felt it used to be more well decided, but humanity has put herself toward the ragged edge. I somewhat believe that, and that's somewhat disconcerting, because humanity has all of the chance in the world to make it through, to get to a golden age. We absolutely have that possibility. But we need to come together as one, and we need to come together now. Now, what I get out of Archangel Michael is, remember, nothing is set in stone. And he says that there is a lot of blowback against us coming together as one right now. It seems the more that we step forward to come together as one, the more that things are torn apart, or you could say the desire for profit over all else seems to be the greatest motivational driver on the earth. And that's words coming directly from Archangel Michael. He says that the motivational driver has been profit above all else until now. But now we're entering an age of Aquarius. We're entering just about 2025. We're entering a time where things on the surface seem more rickety than ever. But he says, if we go to a new motivational driver, and if we go to that and choose it right here and right now, humanity wins, period. Good over, I call it, not the opposite of good to me isn't evil. The opposite of good is lost, a feeling of separation. Good wins over that feeling of separation if we go to one motivational driver, one motivational driver above and beyond all else. And that motivational driver that we get to shift to right now is love over all else, kindness over all else, compassion over all else. That's what's going to get us over that tipping point to the new world, to the new earth, to the new human. In essence, we get to install on our supercomputer, on our own computer, on our desktop, on our computer, on our phone, on our computer of humanity or of the earth, we get to install a new driver, new hardware, and a new operating system. If we install a new driver, a new hardware, a new operating system, the operating system of love, kindness, and compassion over all else, we win. Woohoo! If we don't install the new driver, then we end up operating out of fear and greed, and that's really corporate profit, and I'm not banging on anyone or anything. But let's face it, what is Wall Street's designed to do? Maximize profit over all else, profit over individual health, profit over individual well-being, profit over sustainability of the earth. It's nobody's fault. That's just how the system is set up until we choose a new system or put in a new operating system. That's what we get to do. So if we look at evil and say this is a battle of good versus evil, and there's no such thing to me. The closest you'll come to evil is a corporation's desire to maximize profits for their shareholders. You can call that love for their shareholders, which is a separation from spirit, not maximizing profits, but being lost as to humanity, as being lost as to the real world, as being lost or a separation of humanity, separation of kindness, compassion, and understanding, separation from the earth, a separation from the heating up of the planet, a separation from what is real. What is real? Deforestation is real. Heating up of the planet is real. Carbon dioxide is real. People being more homeless than ever is real. All of these things are real. Wars are real. That's the closest thing to evil. But let's talk about what love is. And what Archangel Michael is saying is we can instill and install a new operating system at this time if we choose it. If we choose it. Of love. What is love? It's making different choices. It's looking after your neighbors. It's quite literally meeting your neighbors. It's asking, what is the kindest thing I can do here? It's asking, well, that person seems out of control. I can't stand what that person is doing. Why are they acting that way? How can I help them? How can we come together and help each other? That's the big picture message right now. And I just keep hearing different music right now. And so right now it's the Beatles going, come together right now, you and me. I think that's one of their last or latest songs or later songs. Come together right now. That's what we get to do right now. Meet our neighbors, be kinder, be more compassionate. Ask somebody, why are they struggling? Why are they suffering? And help others as one. December is a month worldwide. It's a Hallmark month. Okay, let's be honest about it. The holidays were turned into gift giving, which on the surface doesn't sound so bad until you realize the amount of natural resources that are wasted and the amount of the carbon footprint, and I can go on and on and on. Am I turning green? Oh, I've been green my whole life, baby. What does that mean? We get to be kind and compassionate to the earth. And I don't ever use the word baby. Please forgive me. Kindness and compassion means this month of December, a month of these holidays, a month of this time of caring and giving, we really get to do that. We get to ask, how can I help others? How can I help others? Now, we have our School of Mystics free month this month. You probably heard about it. Black Friday sales, we extended it through the weekend. So hurry now, offer doesn't last. Shameless plug. But what we're working on this month in the School of Mystics is bringing your energy up and bringing your light up, making you a beacon of bright light. What does that mean? Well, it means I want to help you to become a domino. What does that mean, Michael, to become a domino? Well, if there are lined up dominoes and one domino falls, the next falls, the next falls, the next falls, and so forth and so on. In fact, one domino can split into other branches that split into other branches, split into other branches. And if you've ever seen an amazing setup of dominoes, like on a parquet floor at a basketball court or something, one domino ignites this incredible power of change. This month in the School of Mystics, what I'm helping you to do is become the light, to become the domino, to instill and install this incredible change over the whole planet. That's what we get to do, whether it's in the School of Mystics, whether it's in your own backyard, whether it's wherever. We get to help others and start this global change right now. In fact, if you think about it in tribal terms or tribal times, where there was no artificial fire, electricity, no artificial fire meaning a light bulb. Before those times, we came together to get through the darkest days. We circled the fire to get through the darkest nights. We came together as one. It's coming together as one that kept us safe from the tiger. We get to do that now. Coming together as one is what got us through the darkest periods in humanity. Now, the question is, and a question that I asked, is this a period of darkness? And I don't know what gave me the gumption, the courage, the whatever to ask that of Archangel Michael. Is this a period of darkness? And the answer was interesting, to say the least. Archangel Michael would say this is a period of darkness with great potential, with great hope, with great possibility. But he says that instead of connectivity being used to bring people together, which it was initially, it's now being used to divide people. Our connectivity and interconnectivity, aka our cell phones, of which all of my credit cards are now coming out, thanks to Hannah Bear. But our cell phones here, we went to Animal Kingdom for Thanksgiving. Our cell phones are being used to prey on our weaknesses. What does that mean? Well, we have our hopes, and bringing us together through the phone is, we can't really be preyed on our hopes, but we are preyed on our weaknesses through the phones as well, by gifting us with fears, worries, and anxieties. All of our connectivity, all of the internet, all of the movies. Oh my God, you go onto Netflix, and there's some good ones out there, but there's so many on darkness at this time. Why? Darkness sells. Darkness makes money. Darkness keeps us from coming together as one, and therefore corporate greed, or whatever we want to call it, doesn't win. Darkness is preying on our fears, worries, and anxieties. Now, this can actually be a great thing, though masked well in disguise. Why? Why can this darkest time be a great thing masked in disguise? Because, first off, we get to focus on what's truly important, and that's each other. Whether we're red, whether we're blue, whether we're black, whether we're white, I'm going to say color be damned, creed be damned, everything be damned, and that's coming from Archangel Michael. This is a time of darkness where we get to come together as one more than anything. Woohoo! And if that's not enough for just 1995, it is also, too, a time where we get to dive deep on the inside and begin healing all our wounds quick, fast. Heal whatever you get to be healed. Okay, full disclosure. How full disclosure will Michael go? In this case, not Archangel Michael. Oh, I'm looking at my kitchen counter. This is a Smeller home. Amazing home, but Smeller home. I'm looking at my kitchen counter, and I see like 20 different supplements there. 20 different supplements. Why, Michael, do you have 20 different supplements? Well, because 3 years I got bumped on the head. I had a pretty serious concussion, had a minor traumatic brain injury, and it was one of a series of bumped in my heads from being a professional level cyclist, playing all sorts of other sports. I think Mom may have dropped me on my head as a child. And I was concussed one time too many. And we can look back and actually see symptoms well before this most recent 3 year ago boo-boo or kiss from an automobile when it hit me with the car on my bike. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm saying, I see this wound. Oh, Sharky didn't make it back over here. I see this wound. I want to observe this wound. I want to study this wound. This is my prayer stone, but I like having Sharky here, my prop, but since Sharky has wandered off, I'm using this. I am studying my stone. I am looking at my stone. Stone in this case is my head, or the mind-gut connection, and saying, all right, dude, we can't go another day, another week, another month this way. We get to deal with this. And yes, the questions are coming in fast and furious. We will have a brief Q&A after this. We will have a meditation after this, and we'll have a live class if you want to join us. Free month, School of Mystics this Wednesday. Try it out for a month free. But where I'm going with this is our wounds and blocks and things that get to be healed show themselves most easily in the darkest days of the year. And in the darkest days of the year, I would argue they're easiest to heal. We can bring them up to the surface. We can see them most easily. What does that mean, you can see them most easily? Well, if you go into a really bright room and you turn on a flashlight, guess what? Nobody sees it. If you go into a really dark room and you turn on the tiniest of light, everyone can see it. So this is the time of year where things come up out of the dark to be healed, and we can make the greatest differences. So I not only have supplements, we're working on what assistance we get, what doctors we get, who we bring on board, what we bring on board. I've got book after book, and I am going after this with everything I've got. I was doing well over these last 3 years, doing incredibly well this summer, even better this fall. And guess what? We're going into 2025. That's not good enough. I'm not going to accept that. I'm going to go after it with everything I've got. This is a time period where you cannot afford, what a crazy word, and I don't like using it with money, but I'm going to use it here. You cannot afford not to go after whatever's dark, whatever's hidden, whatever's a lump of coal inside of you, with everything where you cannot afford not to go after it. Oh, there's a double or triple negative. With everything you've got. Particularly when it comes to humanity. We get to go after things with everything we've got. This doesn't mean that we go march on the streets and freak ourselves out, though if it's your calling to march, that's not a bad thing at all. And where I'm going, where I'm closing my eyes, is how do I explain without freaking you out? I want you to operate from a new operating system of love. We have in this neighborhood that I've just moved into, all of a sudden there's a developer that's gotten involved, and all these beautiful, majestic, mighty oaks that were underneath and line the streets, They may all be torn down. Not all of them, but all the ones along the road may be torn down. This beautiful neighborhood with hanging moss and hundreds of years old tree may be basically paved over. We got here and found that out after going, my God, this place is majestic. It is beautiful. It's incredible. And all of a sudden, I see the signs coming up saying, save the neighborhood, save the neighborhood, save the trees, save the trees, save the trees. And of course, I'm going, what can I do? Get a tree in the yard. What can I do? Go to the town meeting. What else can I do? And soon there's a knock on the door going, do you want to sign the petition? Absolutely. I said, if I didn't sign one, I was actually going to go out and get one, start one. This is that time period. You can certainly be strong. You can certainly be heard. You can certainly have a voice. Do it out of love and do it out of coming together as one. That is what this time period is. Healing our hearts, healing our hearts, healing our hearts, and coming together as one, coming together as one, coming together as one. And no matter how isolated or alone you feel, if you feel isolated or alone, oh my God, I've been there. Join a tribe. You've got School of Mystics. You've got so many other great schools. You've got so many other great tribes. But join a tribe. Find a tribe. Do not settle for being alone. Michael, I have no idea where to turn. That's great. You've got the School of Mystics. I want to find some group locally. Go to your supermarket. Go to a crystal shop. Go to meetup.com. Find a tribe. Come together with others. It is so important to be the bright and shiny beacon of light that you are and be the domino that you are. The domino falling, how does it go? Tree falls in the woods. Does anybody hear it? Well, if a domino falls without any other dominoes around, does it make a difference? I want you to get yourself literally, metaphysically, on the phone, over the internet, whatever it takes for you, get yourself around other individuals because, and there's going to be a lot of cliches thrown around over this next half hour, truly united we stand, divided we fall. Whether that's corporate greed's interest to the fat cats, people who will strip and mine a world out of existence. None of that. And they're not bad people. They're not bad companies. They need some direction from their parents. Who are their parents? You, me. We're the wisdom keepers. They haven't had the instruction and the guidance. They haven't had the higher level operating system until now. They said they bawled for the trees. I was watching a rom-com earlier today. And in the rom-com, of course, they're going to go out into the woods and they're going to cut a tree down for the castle. And I shuddered and started crying. And then the hero says, but I always plant 2 trees in its place to leave the place better. And I thought to myself, oh, I love this guy so much. And at the same time, he just chopped down a wisdom keeper. He chopped down an elder, even though it wasn't the tallest tree in the forest. All of the animals, all of the plants, all of the trees carry wisdom. Read Peter Wohleben's The Secret Life of Trees. Trees carry wisdom in them. And so I cried. This is a time period. And trees, to me, they don't just grow back like weeds. We need all the wisdom keepers. Guess what? No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are watching this, you're a wisdom keeper. You are a wisdom keeper. That's why you're attracted here. You are a domino. That's why you're here tonight. You are a bright and shiny beacon of light. That's why we need you in the School of Mystics. And that's why you're here tonight, to shine your light on the world. That's the message of Archangel Michael. He's like, you've got 30 days in which to breathe. He's not saying that on day 31, all hell breaking loose. But you got 30 days to take her easy. What do? You work on your wounds. You get together with others. Look at all the movies out there. They're all so cliche right now. And of course, there's horror movie after horror movie. But if you look at the Christmas movies or the holiday movies, it's all about coming together. Fear doesn't stand a chance when we come together as one. That's why so many of us are getting 111, we're getting 444, and we're getting even 911, 911, 911. And it doesn't mean it's an emergency, though for humanity that may not be a bad way to put it, but it's about calling on assistance. That's what we get to do now more than ever. Hugely so by focusing on getting into the light. Getting light, clearing, and getting into the light. That's what we're teaching. And releasing all the wounds that don't serve you. Releasing everything that doesn't serve you. Can my brain get even sharper? Yes. Can I reduce the brain fog? Yes. Can I find my words easier? Yes. Oh my God, okay, I can't believe I'm going to admit this, but we've all had these moments. I just have them quite frequently. Jessica was saying something on Thursday. She was like, yeah, that was so special. What happened yesterday? Or something like that. I'm like, what? And she goes, well, don't remember where you were yesterday. No, I don't. And she goes, you don't remember a single thing? Oh, we were at Disney. She's like, oh gosh. Can get even sharper. We look at our wounds, we see what we can do to heal. And we come together. Now, let's get back to the wounds. Hana Bear, you got to go to bed. Let's get back to the wounds, something in particular that Archangel Michael wants to talk about. The wounds of the world right now are, how do I put this? They're infected and afflicted, or we could say afflicted and infected, by the wounds inside of us. What does that mean? They're inflicted and affected because of the wounds inside of us. Well, basically, we've all heard that the outer world is a mirror of the inner world. We would not try to harm another. We would not cut down a single more tree if we didn't have insecurities inside of us. Insecurities about borders, insecurities about walls, insecurities about values, about finances, about a lack consciousness. At the end of the day, all of the challenges in the world come from insecurities. Michael, are you sure about that? We have just about 8 billion people on this planet. Are you telling me that if 8 billion people didn't come together as one, we couldn't do anything? Anything. Oh my God, are you kidding me? 8 billion people working on the same thing? Forget about borders, forget about competition. If we instead went to 8 billion people in co-opetition, working together as oneness, what could we do? What could we achieve? What could we be? How could we evolve? How could we feed the entire planet? How could we heal the planet? How could we take care of the animals? How could we resurrect the animals? Or resurrect populations of animals? How could we not do any of this stuff if 8 billion people came together as one? It's crazy to think about the human power we have. Crazy to think about how much we could do if instead of building weapons, building bombs, building gas guzzling machines, if we instead came together with one goal, one common goal, to take care of each other and take care of this planet with everything we've got. Where would we be? And I'm seeing all sorts of stuff flashing up on my screen right now. There we go. Where would we be if we all came together with a common goal of love, of kindness, of compassion, of taking care of each other, of taking care of the planet? And there is no separation. As I like to tell, last week there was a boar that was killed on the road. And there was a gentleman who stopped with his car and nobody else would stop to try to help him get it off the road. I, of course, stopped as well. I was on my bike and I stopped as well and we helped get it off of the road. And then I prayed for it. And I said the craziest thing in the world. Forgive me. I'm known for saying crazy things. I said, pigs are people too. What do you mean, Michael? Pigs are people too. And I teach that to Hana Bear, that animals are people too, that trees are people too. Mosquitoes even are people too. Does it mean if Mama Bear said, don't kill the mosquito, I wouldn't kill the mosquito? No, if the mosquito's about to bite Hana Bear, I would say a prayer and then kill the mosquito. If the mosquito lands on me, I say, take what you need, go back to your family, please. Not back to my family. But I'm very serious about this. I would even say deadly serious. I would say Archangel Michael is deadly serious about this as well. That there's no separation between us and the earth. We are walking, talking ambassadors to the earth. We are walking, talking pieces of the earth. Every cell in our being came from the earth. So we get to take care of ourselves and take care of this planet and come together with kindness and compassion for this whole world. That is our job right now. If we did that as individuals coming together with 8 billion together, coming together as one, What could we do? What could we achieve? Not in this progress is my middle name kind of political blobbity. What could we really do? So, especially if we keep that burning in our hearts. So while this is a prediction show, and the greatest prediction, the survival of humanity, has not been predetermined as of yet, or has not been determined as of yet. And there are teachers that say, be a gradual reduction in the number of humans. And I get very shaken up when I hear that scenario, to be honest. And I hope that is never, ever, ever, ever the case. To me, if we come together as one, if we recognize the humanness, if we act with kindness and compassion to each other, kindness and compassion, anything else be darned. Okay. I want to say this, but I don't want to say this as Michael's a really good guy. I want to just say this as a domino effect. When I go through a toll booth here in town, I always pay for the person behind me. Please, it's not that Michael's so special. Oh, you're a good guy. It's not that I'm saying that so that I could tell you that. It's because we each have a powerful ripple effect. I go through, I pay for the person behind me, and I tell to the toll booth operator, I say, please send them some love. And now I could think about, okay, you just spent this amount of money, and you just spent that amount of money, and you went back and forth this many times, and you spent this and that. If I do that, I lose sight of the big picture. The big picture is kindness, compassion, and care for others is what's going to change this place. I don't go, well, let's look at what the car is that this person's driving. Let's think about what they're doing. Let's think about what they're up to in life before I decide whether they deserve, what? Cancel, clear, release. Let me just send them some love. What they choose to do with it, totally up to them. But it'll be the sun. The sun sends light on everybody, irregardless of anything. Just sends love. But what if all of a sudden they felt much better and maybe they didn't pay for the toll? It'd be nice to think they paid for the toll and paid for the toll and paid for the toll. I haven't heard of such a thing happening yet. That'd be a pay it forward. I'm down with that. And I don't use that term pay it forward, but I could. But what if they brighten someone else's day because of it? What if they were thinking something really, and all of a sudden I threw a spoke in their wheel, and all of a sudden they're thinking kinder thoughts? How much would this planet change? What if we envision a glorious new age, a golden age? There, I can hear it in my head again. Age of Aquarius. What if we entered the age of Aquarius that we like? Simply by focusing on it. Simply by coming together completely and totally with a common understanding. That's what Archangel Michael is pushing for. He's not pushing for the gloom and doom that may follow. He's not pushing for, hey, things could start to get really ugly in the future. He's pushing for, hey, what can we do right now? What can we do right now? A common understanding, another cliche, of united we stand. If we get this oneness, the amount of stuff we can do together, we become unstoppable. Michael, why'd you start your School of Mystics? Because if we all come together as one, we become unstoppable. Yeah, but there's this person who's now going to be in office, or this person who didn't do this or did that, and this country did this, and this person did that, and this one's threatening this, and this with the courts, and kindness, care, compassion, and oneness. Kindness, yes, hypnicity. Kindness, care, compassion, and oneness. Say it with me. Kindness, care, compassion, and oneness. 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 Woohoo! Oh, that locomotive is going over the hill and beyond. If we get the amount of greatness we can do, we can be, we can achieve by doing so together. If we understood, there's the expression brotherhood of man. I would look at it as brotherhood of human at this time. If we can truly grasp how much coming together can change everything, we can make leaps together individually and collectively. That's why I love so much that Neil Donald Walsh calls people being dominoes, that there are some very great special dominoes on this earth. I would say you are one of those dominoes. I aspire to be one of those dominoes. I think so many of us are these dominoes. When we come into the light, when we come into the love, no matter what, and yes, this takes a complete and total shift in your focus. When we do this, we change everything. What is the shift in the focus that you get to do at this time? We get to make an inward, I like how Archangel Michael put it, an inward-outward shift rather than an outward-inward shift. What in the world does that mean? An inward-outward versus an outward-inward. The world right now is run by an outward-inward shift. What does that mean? Right now, what that means, an outward-inward shift, is we focus on the outside, hoping that we will feel better once we've cured some ills on the outside, once we get that job, once we get that car, once we get that house, once XYZ, a few weeks ago, XYZ is elected, or once XYZ is unelected, or whatever the case may be. When that happens, when that outward thing happens, then we will find peace. Then we will find happiness. Once we look outward, we will find it inward. And that's inside out. It's actually outward, inward way of thinking gets us in trouble. What we get to have is inward, outward thinking. Gee, there's a cool message for today. Inward, outward thinking. If we find peace in our hearts, no matter what, if we find peace and security in our hearts, no matter what, then we will illuminate that light inside of ourselves. Again, a shameless plug, this month's School of Mystics. Get a month of School of Mystics free. Come and join us. Clearings, attunements, brightening your day, brightening your life. But if we shine that light bright inside of us, from the inside out, we illuminate and shift the entire world. Focusing on the inside gives us the power, the presence, and the prescience to make great changes on the outside. Taking our power back is by focusing on the inside. And there is a shift in understanding here. A shift in understanding which says news will hit you. Heck, I went into my, it's now a political forum. I went into my forum of very, very well-educated weather individuals and weather aficionados and climate aficionados having to do specifically with hurricanes. I went there once this week because I had gone there in past weeks and the whole thing had gone political and it just left me with a sick feeling. And I went in there earlier this week one time and immediately was hit with a front page story from some news publication. Doesn't matter which. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's shut that down. Let's do my clearing work. Let's feel into that, okay? And let's remember that love, safety, and security are an inside job. Love, safety, and security aren't going to come from anything. All the papers are designed to do is pull on your fear strings with everything they've got. All that social media is designed to do is pull on your strings with everything it's got. There's no one person behind it, but you get the idea. Inward, outward means we don't look at the outward and allow it to dictate our inner topography, geography, calmness, or otherwise. But instead, we choose the emotion from the inside, and then we broadcast that onto the world. You see, there is one inviolable rule of the universe. You cannot violate this rule, no matter how much you try. Like attracts like. The more we focus on what we want by bringing that state into our hearts, the more we attract it in the world around us. Like attracts like. If I focus on the fear, I get more things. Oh, God. Cancel, clear, release. I can hear that statement of a parent telling their child, you want something to cry about? I'll give you something to cry about. If we focus on the fear, we get more of it. If we focus more on safety, security, kindness, compassion, and love, then we get more of that as well. And since the world works on like attracts like, the more that we push away or detract or detest something by saying, I don't want to blah, 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 the more that we get the very exact scenarios in the world that we're not looking for. Now, this doesn't mean that you don't take action. It doesn't mean that you don't help your fellow man, your fellow woman for that matter. It means quite the reverse. Do it from a feeling state, a state of love over feel, a state of hopefulness rather than hopelessness. Hopelessness. If you are truly hopelessness, then all hope is lost. If you believe there's no way that the world can get better, then truly all hope is lost. If instead you believe, if I focus in my heart that this change is possible, humanity can change, I can change, the world can change, hope comes right back to you. And if you believe a small people coming together can create a tipping point for all of humanity, which it certainly can and I believe shall, then you will have hopefulness in your future. That's what we're talking about here tonight. That's the message of Archangel Michael. You can be very hopeful for the future if you come together as one and you bring it and impress it upon your heart. So will 2025 be incredibly difficult? Well, it certainly can be, if that's what people impress upon their hearts. Can be a miraculous year, an incredibly hopeful year, a promising year. Yes, if people impress that on their hearts. Does that mean that the natural disasters and hurricanes and floods and fires will all suddenly go away? Ooh, if enough of us press it on upon our hearts, but my guess is there are still going to be a lot of these challenges for the near future because of the momentum of the amount of energy in the atmosphere, but it does not mean that we cannot shift even because of it rather than despite it by what we impress upon our hearts. Nothing that comes out of this time period, nothing at all has been written in, looking for my prayer stone. Not a single thing. Not a single thing. In fact, you can make a promise. I encourage you to make a promise that no matter what happens in 2024 and 2025 and beyond, you look for how this can be a positive. You look for something positive in whatever took place. It doesn't mean that you can't grieve. It doesn't mean you can't recognize what happens. It doesn't mean that you push it down and say, I'm not going to think about it. But you ask, what's something positive that can come out of this? And you will find it. Every time there's a tragedy, up your game of compassion. Every time something goes wrong that you don't like or care for or approve of, bring it back to love tenfold. Something goes wrong, be more compassionate. Someone goes wrong, be even kinder. Something blows up, bring it back to love. Bring it to love tenfold. That's what this time period is about. So why am I having a school of mystics? What does that mean to even be a mystic? It means to play a game at a higher level. To play a game not stuck in this world or of this world, but treading on this world out of kindness, out of compassion, while living at a higher level of existence. That's who and what you are. You wouldn't be attracted to my voice. You wouldn't be attracted to this message if you didn't know on some guttural, visceral level that you are capable of playing a higher level game. So you look at the world and you go, this is complete and total madness. I could not agree more. And you say, I want to choose to play a higher game. Couldn't agree more. And then you say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it through healing. I'm going to do it through helping others. I'm going to do it through kindness, through compassion, and through love. That's what you get to do. Do everything you do. Each day, set a goal when you wake up. I am going to be an ambassador of love. I am going to be an ambassador of love. Say that with me. I'm going to be. You don't have to pound on the table. Yeah. I'm going to be an ambassador of love. I'm going to be an ambassador of love. Today, I choose to be an ambassador of love. Woohoo! You will go out the door and act differently. Somebody will cut you off. Somebody will say something. Something will happen negatively. And you may go to start to be triggered. And instead, you remember and you become an ambassador of love. So every time that you go to a newspaper, every time you walk past a billboard or a story or see something on the phone or wherever that is fear, 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 and that's going to be the headlines coming up. It's going to be a quieter month. But on the outside, you're going to be thrown this month so much fear, 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 fear. Be afraid of this, that's coming. Be afraid of that's coming. This other thing is coming. This one's a done deal. That's a done deal. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's REM in there. And I feel fine. Bring it back to the inside. Thank you, REM. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to hope. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to hope. Bring it back to love. Bring it back to hope. Remember, it is love that pierces the darkness. It is love that beams out of every star. It is love that holds together the very fabric of the universe and nothing less. Like attracts like. If the universe was a harmful, dangerous, threatening place, it wouldn't exist anymore. It would have blown itself apart a long time ago. Instead, it's a loving, kind universe. Every star goes, I'm going to shine my light to the best of my ability for as long as I can on everyone I can. I'm not going to go, well, I'm going to give you the love. I'm going to give you the love. I'm not going to give you the love. I'm going to heat up too much because you definitely don't get it. It doesn't work that way. The place would have obliterated itself. Instead, even the black hole helps guide this sacred dance, this dance of the Milky Way, this dance of all of the galaxies, this dance of the universe. All learning, all growing, all expanding, all out of love. So the more you bring it to love, the more you operate from a place of love, the more that you believe in love and the power of love and the power of 8 billion people coming together out of love as one, the more you will change the world, the more humanity not only may make it, will make it, but will ascend to a higher level. And you can do so beginning right now. Now. You don't need to join for blah, 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 blah. Sure, come to the School of Mystics, but you can change right now by bringing it back to love. Okay, I hear the Beatles again. And the Beatles were not trite when they sang, love is all there is, love is all there is, love is all there is, love is all there is. They were spot on, and you can do it too. And it's no coincidence that this is the darkest time of year, and it's the most important time that we come together as one and come together as love. In love. For that can change everything for the new year. No matter your part, no matter your affiliation, no matter your country, no matter your color, your creed, or anything, the more you bring it back to love, the more it changes. Now, I can think of Greg Braden, and oh my gosh, I believe I may even be interviewing him tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I get to check my calendar. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Greg Braden would say, I know he would say, there's a fight for your soul. He may call that a fight of good versus evil. I would call that a fight of love versus lost. Or remembering who you are versus being taught you are anything less. Why would you be taught anything less? By corporate greed, by power-hungry individuals, and by those, which is exactly what we're talking about, who think they need to take and take and take and take and take and take some more to justify their existence, or because of the greatest disease in the world right now, separation and scarcity. And we get to send kindness and love to whomever is doing that. We do not get to say, they are bad, they are evil. No, as Paul Selig's guides would say, and my guides would say too, what you damn damns you back. What you damn damns you back. I'd love to give them a bear hug. I'd love to let them know they're going to be all right. I'd let them know, even if they don't want to hear it. No, I'm not going to force anything on it. I'll just give them a hug. But it's all going to be all right. The greatest disease in the world is separation and scarcity. Thinking we are separate, thinking we are not enough, and thinking we need more and more and more and more to survive. More success, more money, more power, more resources. But maybe it's actually more love. But thinking we need all of these other things, more resources, more money, more approval. What if we realized love is all there is, and that we have more than enough love, which means more than enough of anything and everything. If we all come together out of love, there's nothing we can't do. There is only one thing we would seek in to help. How do I put this? Yeah. If we come together out of love, the only thing we would seek is more help in coming together out of love. And that would be true leadership. True leadership would be, how can I spread the love? Leadership from the ground on up. That's a true brotherhood of humanity. Or as the Three Musketeers would say, all for one and one for all. So let's not interfere in December. Let's enter the darkest month, the greatest month of love. And yes, okay, I've done a few shameless plugs for School of Mystics. I'll keep doing it. Get a month for free. Come and join us. Lots and lots of love. Bring your vibration to highest level, but also lots and lots of clearing. We do tons of clearing work, tons of attunement or shifting your energy work. Do that in the School of Mystics, free for a month. But do that any way, shape, or form you can. In this month of love, start clearing your hearts. Start clearing your wounds. Start looking at what is ailing you that gets to be brought into the light. Michael, you've had a mind-gut connection challenge for many years. You've had what you call a Buddha belly, which you thought was just food-related, for many, many years. Why don't we look into that? Why don't we see what can come of that? Why don't we see how that's here to serve us? And why don't we see how we can leave that behind for 2025? Out of love, starting now. If we do that, whether it's on your own soul path journey, whether that's coming together in the School of Mystics, we would love to help you there, have you there and help you to shift and grow and live at the highest level. Whatever it is, if you choose to do that right now, and remember, this is the inward-outward time. If you choose to focus on that love on the inside, those actions on the inside, then you can make this the brightest December ever, the brightest 2025 ever, and beyond, and beyond, and beyond. One focused out of love, one focused on healing, one focused on beautiful possibilities for the year ahead, out of kindness, out of compassion, and out of love for all, or as I like to say, for your highest good, for our highest good, and the highest good of all, or something even brighter and brighter still. Woohoo! And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Inward, outward, love, kindness, compassion, light, and you can be the domino that truly changes the world. Now, I'm going to open it up to questions. Forgive me, I'm going to give a 1 more minute shameless plug. You can go, oh, I've heard enough. School of Mystics, 4 Wednesdays each month, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time, always recorded just as powerful on the recording as live, where each week there is a teaching, there's a live Q&A with me. They're very high-level teachings. They're attunements to shift your energy each week, which have a permanent stick to it. People in the School of Mystics can tell you in the chat, I love you if you're a School of Mystics member. I love you even if you're not a School of Mystics member. I love everyone. But can tell you how much people have shifted and changed, how much they have shifted and changed in it, because it has stick and it helps you get to a higher level. Not a I'm better than you, but where you're not stuck in the heaviness of this world, but instead you're playing a higher level game. So we've got weekly teachings, weekly attunements, we've got monthly clearings, hugely, hugely powerful. We've got weekly meditations, and you get a back catalog of all of our classes, and you can try it out for free. How does it get any better than this? And we love you whether you're live. We love you whether you're watching the recording. We love you whether you're on Zoom where we can see you. Hi. You get a higher level interaction with me. And I'm not the teacher who just reads off of the script. I'm there with you. I'm really there with you. And we talk and we go through this and we grow together. And there's so many beautiful mystics, and I get to know your names, and it's just a joyous celebration of what we're capable of being as the dominoes and bright and shiny beacons of light that we are. So I'll have the link in the chat. I'll have the link down below in the description. I'm going to take a sip of water. Let's go to some questions, and then we will go to a brief meditation and call it good at the end of this holiday week or crazy travel week for people in the States. And again, and this is what we all get to do. I send love, I send love, I send love. That's what we get to be right now at this darkest time of year. Even if you just have an ember of light and an ember of love inside of you, you can illuminate a room. You can illuminate so much more than that, starting with illuminating your heart. All right, let me get a sip of water, and then let's dive into this Q&A here. So Dean's asked a question about timeline jumps. And now I have heard, and Aya Bear was saying there were some crazy timeline jumps yesterday. And I have not been privy to whatever information others are getting on the timeline jumps, except to say this, because I talk about them every day, and I've started talking about them a lot on our very, very humble TikTok channel as well. I'm talking really humble. It's in its infancy. A timeline shift, there are large ones and there are small ones. Let me give you an example of a large timeline shift. 9/11, huge timeline shift. Another huge timeline shift, the attempted assassination of now the upcoming president, Donald Trump. These are timeline shift where there's such a focus on an event that everything goes from we were headed in this direction and now suddenly we're headed humanity in this direction. Very powerful, profound events indeed. They can occur based on a date. They can occur based on an event. They can occur based on a feeling of an event or a made-up event. It is always where there is the greatest focus on something that there is the greatest shift. Now, at the same time, we are all creating our realities individually and collectively. What does this mean? It means that if I placed my focus, cancel, clear, release, on my brain getting weaker or working less well or anything like that, cancel, clear, release, I will take myself from a timeline that I am on that has a certain specific outcome or a preponderance of the evidence leading toward, we'll call it even a predisposition toward an outcome. We'll take myself from this timeline or this railroad track, and I just Debbie Downered myself, and I put myself on a completely new railroad track, a track that I really don't want to be on. If instead I go, this is cool, I'm learning this about my brain and that about my brain and all about acetylcholine shortages and this that's taking place and all of these wondrous things that I never even thought of. Oh my gosh, I jumped to this new possible reality called a timeline, and to this one called a new reality, and to this one, and to this one, and to this one, and to this one. And if you do that over a period of days, weeks, and months, you don't even recognize the old you that you were. I am shifting so fast, so crazy amazing to me, that I'm dumbfounded. I'm not alone. So are you. It used to be that timeline jumps were a rare thing, that we did not have that much of an effect or an effect on our futures. We could call that the Dark Ages, literally. These are not the Dark Ages. This is a dark time, perhaps, but that means not a bad time, but a time where the light can illuminate or pierce through the darkness. Again, to heal, inward, outward. But right now, we're switching timelines. Jump. I can hear Chris Cross going, jump, Cypress Hill, jump. Yes, we are, make it a Mac Daddy. Oh my God. We are jumping. And that's not a bad thing. It's just, where do you wish to jump? Be all the domino you can be and put out there where you wish to jump. Not a political thing. Well, I wish it was all blues. I wish it was all red. I wish it was all polka dot. Oh, I do wish it was all one. Hey, wait, actually it is all one. Put that out there. Now you're jumping the greatest timelines of them all. All right. Sarah had a similar question here, and believe me, I'll look into it for next week because, like I said, I have not been privy, meaning I haven't been trolling the web right now. I haven't been diving into the news. I've been hearing the internal shifts and the internal rumblings, which says, hey guys, we get, relatively speaking, a month apiece. And I'm going, oh my God, thank you. Thank you. And then things may start to ramp up. Oh, okay, well, I'll take the month apiece. And the month that starts to ramp up doesn't have to, if we really anchor in this goodness. Okay. Michelle, I know where she's going, and I've only read a few words of her question. Let's see if I'm correct. What happened? I love you, Michelle. I love everybody here. What happened to the diverging timelines for people who are waking versus those who are clinging to the old broken system? How does it work? And the people cling to the old still shift. Okay. I don't see it. So when I'm closing my eyes like that, I'm going to Archangel Michael right now. I don't see it that clearly to me. I don't see it that clearly as there are these people that are going to disappear from our reality, these people who get to stay in our reality, those people who get to come on the new ship, and those people who don't. That may well be the case. I am, Pulse, definitely still human here. Certainly not an Ascendant Master. Well, we're all Ascendant Masters in that scale. But here on Earth, I play the role of Michael, as foible or fallible as the rest of us. What I see happening from that limited Michael perspective is more of a passing of the torch, an illumination, where a small select group of individuals, you, me, all of us coming together as one, can shift consciousness to that higher level. And if we don't shift enough of it in time, there is some sort of a reset that could happen, not out of fear. And then those who are still here get to do the same thing again. I would agree with Neil Donald Walsh on that, although I am tremendously bullish on us making it. And I have to be bullish, because the more bullish that I am, the more likely we are to all make it. Do I see different people going away? Oh, they're just not going to make it this lifetime. I don't see that. I do see, however, and I can take this to loved ones. We can all take this to loved ones. Other people may not be willing to accept the same level of learnings or teachings or something that you are, that I am. And they may go through, they may not, how do I put this? I'm trying to put this in a, everyone has free will. Everyone is on their own path. Everyone checks out of the earth at some point with whatever learnings they needed. Everyone. And they may not check out where we'd like them to be. But that may be perfect for their development, for their ascendance. I can look at my parents, and they're going through brain challenges of their own. I think that may have been part of what kicked me into high gear. I don't think that I knew what was going on specifically with them, but because we're all connected as one, and because, what's the term that I want to use? I'm getting string theory. I'm getting two particles separated in matter by time and space, where you bang on one and the other one resonates at the same time, and the word for it is not coming to me. If my parents are experiencing something and struggling with something, I will feel it as well. Maybe that's what sent me down this path. But where this goes is, they may not be willing to do the same things that I'm willing to do with myself, or the same learnings, or the same teachings, or the same understandings. I can't force that upon them. When they go to the other side, that's perfect in their timing, in their path, in exactly who and what they are. That's what I see happening on Earth. It's not that we all, when we finally all exit this planet, we've all gotten to this certain level. There are no levels of I'm a higher level energetic being having a human experience than you are. Are you kidding me? No. We're all equal. But they may be at certain places on their path that aren't the same place as us. And we give them love, kindness, compassion, even despite that. But we don't go, oh, they don't have the same learnings. They're just going to disappear out of my existence. I don't believe that. Oh, they're going to bring me down. I don't believe that. It's all inward, outward. We cannot change another soul. But by illuminating from the inside out, we do have a ripple effect on everything and everyone around us. I hope, Michelle, on some level that helps. I don't believe that there's going to be a boatload of people that does make it and a boatload of people that were clinging to the old that don't make it. And I don't think we just be the brightest, shiniest light that we can. And that is the best way to help them to let go of that fear, if at all possible, to help them to shift as well. Each on our own timeline, on our own path. Jeff Heiner, if you have a new invention that can really help families, it seems like you have to sell it. Interesting. I'm going to go to, oh my gosh, why are names escaping me so much as I'm working on the brain here this evening? Names are escaping me. CE5. Dear friend, I want to say Steve or Stephen, and last name I cannot believe is escaping me right now. Somebody will put it in the chat momentarily, who is the UFO potential. He started the Disclosure Project, Stephen Greer. Thank you, universe. Okay. Stephen Greer, and he put out in his latest documentary, and he's put out in other things as well. If you have an invention that can really help families, your job is to give it away as fast as you can. Because the way that copyrights, the way that governments and power brokers and all of this stuff work is the minute you try to keep it for yourself, it disappears for all. And so this is a time period where what you discover, you give away like a hot potato as fast as you can. And the more you give away and the faster you give it away, the more that will come back to you, though not necessarily in the form that you envisioned it in. Our job is to hot potato all goodness at this time. Hot potato all goodness. Give away as much as you can and you will be more than taken care of. You get an invention with free energy, how fast can you give it away? You get an invention of superconductivity, how fast can you give it away? The faster you do that, the more it comes back for you tenfold, for your family tenfold, for the whole planet tenfold and beyond. From Sasha. And Jeff, you may have more to say on this and bring some clarity to this. If so, Ayabear will try to get that into the document. Sasha. While I tend not to go back and forth with Archangel Michael with people's questions, this one's a pretty simple one. Will times ever get better, from Sasha? Hugely so if we choose it. Is that a cop-out? No. It is up to you. It is up to you. If you choose to see times as getting better, times are getting better and will. If you choose to see times as not good and heading in the wrong direction, then I promise you, things are not looking good and things are headed in the wrong direction. This is an inside-out game, and never has it been more apparent and important than now. That word important is impotent and important, meaning if you choose to give away your power, you become impotent at this time. If you choose to go to fear, go to darkness, go to hopelessness, go to helplessness, go to helplessness, go to victimhood, that is what you will get. You will give away all of your power. If instead you choose to go to love, go to light, go into kindness, go to compassion, go to an understanding of who and what we are, and that is that you are the greatest creator on the planet, and you create with every single thought, idea, action, and belief, then you can have tomorrow better than today, and the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that, beginning and starting right now. Ooh. All right, Sasha, thank you. Next, on to Maura. Okay. Off topic, but let's go there since I did bring it up. Maura, if Michael has a minute, might he kindly explain trees being wisdom keepers? I am fascinated. So, okay. I want to use the example here of trees in going into fall and fall foliage. Okay, well, actually, I'm giving two examples. First, I'm going to the immune system, where if a tree is under attack from, let's say, a fungi or a virus or something like that, and one tree has survived and has the immune system that has survived, well, it can pass information through the mycelium, through the interconnectivity of fungus beneath every single tree that is truly worldwide. It can pass that information on from one tree to another tree, how it can survive, how it can boost its immune system, how it can get through this attack or through this time. It has the ability to pass on that information. And another way that we can look at this as wisdom keepers is in the fall, there are trees that hold on to their leaves the least amount of time and trees that hold on to their leaves the most amount of time. And it's said that the younger trees tend to give up, not all of them, they all have their own personalities, as strange as that sounds, but you can look. No two trees go to the same color and no two trees hold on to their leaves to the exact same number of days. There are trees that have more propensity for being a risk taker. I'm going to get a little more energy from the sun before I let go of my leaves because I don't think the snow will come before I let go of my leaves because if the snow does, it will break my branches and then I'm in real trouble. But I'm going to risk taker and so I'm going to go for it. And then you have other trees that are like, I'm going to be real conservative. I'm going to let go of my leaves really early because if a snow comes, I don't want to break my branches. The wisdom keeper trees are teaching the younger trees through their behavior what has worked best for them. To get through drought, to get through fires, moderate fires that is, to get through hot times, to get through wet times, to get through cold times, through their actions and through that mycelial connection or that carpet beneath them, that interconnectivity through which they speak. There have literally been scientific studies showing that plants feel pain, that trees feel pain, that they send signals, chemical signals, electrical signals, magnetic signals between each and every one of them. Which is why if you go into an old growth forest, you feel such peace. You feel such ease. And if you go to a new forest, or like on Maui, there's something called an experimental forest. Either you see lines of trees with nothing growing in between them. There's no interconnectivity. Or you see a wounded forest that is gnarled and prickly, literally prickly, and twisted and sharp in all directions because there isn't the wisdom to bring everything back together as one. It's why the idea of cutting down one wisdom keeper and planting two new trees, the two new trees don't have the mentors from which to grow. And this certainly, I've done a lot of channeled work on this, but specifically, it was mind-blowing when I read the work of, and I've read many similar works now, but Peter Wohlleben on the secret life of trees. From Kelly. Ooh, Kelly, I love you. I'm sorry this happened. I have done nothing but everything that he's talking about. Why I'm in the hospital suffering from a broken leg. Okay. And I see one more beautiful question came in here. Kelly, let's see if we can flip this on its head. Again, given strong words. Pain required, suffering optional. Part A. What does that mean? Pain means, ow, I hurt my leg. Holy crap, I hurt my leg. Now, I'm sure you know this, Kelly, but I'm sporting twin titanium femurs, twin titanium spikes through my hips. You could say twin titanium hips and associated other hardware and some other titanium parts in me as well. I get it. I get the pain. Pain is pain. It's a signal coming from the body saying something is amiss, something gets to be healed. Suffering is the weight or energy we place on that experience or place on that pain. I don't remember the date. I don't honestly remember the date. It was the day after Father's Day, 1993, when I was racing my bicycle in the French Alps. and had an exciting crowd as I get to a turn. Vous allez, American! Vous allez! Vous a... Ooh! A safety official waved me through a crowd with a turn, so a blind turn, into an oncoming car. And that was the end of my bid to make it to the Tour de France. Would I have made it? Who the heck knows? I was trying like the dickens, but it wasn't my path. I lay on the ground and I did not think life is good, everything happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. When I saw what had happened, we won't even go there, and I've done a lot of clearing work on that. When I saw what had happened, I took my fingernails. Thankfully, I had the prescience not to bite into the cement, and I dug my fingers into the hot cement with so much puissance, so much force, that it took weeks for pieces of embedded asphalt to come out from under the fingernails. I thought, God is dead. There is no God. How could this happen to me? How could my career have been taken away from me? How could my dream have been taken away from me? This is the thing I've worked so hard on more than anything else in life. How could that be taken away from me? And with that belief system, I suffered mightily. I went through pain center after pain center, after pain clinic, after at least 10 by my count, chiropractors, at least 10 acupuncturists, pain center specialists, you name it, in so much crazy pain for the next 6 or 7 years until I started well down this road, down the road of meditation, down the road of speaking with the universe, down the road of understanding, down the road of all of this. Until it didn't, and I went through also counselor after EMDR and you name it for post-traumatic stress disorder. Until gradually, the suffering and the fog began to lift. The pain began to lift. It all began to go away from me. Once I came to a new understanding that maybe, just maybe, it happened to help me rather than to hurt me. Completely new understanding, artificial or real, it worked. Inward leads to outward. Inward, outward thinking. A completely new understanding that released all of the pain, and it was back pain, crippling, debilitating back pain, L5, L6. All the pain left me. My health came back to me. In fact, was it that year or the next year? I did really well in sports. Beat the U.S. Olympic team in an event. How does it get any better than this? After I let go of the suffering or let go on the belief system or the belief that I attached to it. Let's bring it to modern day. A lot of us are very happy with the candidate that was selected. A lot of us are very, very fearful from the candidate that was selected. What's the outcome going to be? It ain't determined. But what is determined is the energy we can place behind this. And the energy, forgive me, I don't mean to say it with this word, but the energy trumps everything. It does. The energy you bring to anything and everything is the energy that you bring to everything and everything. So it's a choice what energy we want to bring to whatever has taken place. And it doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You may have done something exceptionally right. Heck, I'm not going to go there. They'll give you the 2-second version. My first NDE, and I've been gifted with 2 NDEs, and I need to say gift, but it's not a gift that comes lightly, came moments after praying for safety and guidance, and then suddenly a near-death experience means near death. I'm completely broken and almost dead. You never know what an answer to your prayers will bring you. It's all about the energy that you then bring to whatever took place. Last question of the evening. Let's go into a brief meditation. From Lynn Reed. And I'm saying, whew, because I feel your energy and I send so much love your way, Lynn. Why can't I channel angels and get messages? And I hear locked down. Why can't I communicate with my deceased husband? Locked down. If so many people are doing it, then where am I going wrong? Or what am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong, but you're holding on. God, forgive me. You're holding on too freaking tight. Not holding on to your husband so tight. Not holding on to any specific thing too tight. But it's like you're like this, Lynn. Forgive me. And in this, the answer, the something coming down from the heavens, has no chance to get in. Lynn, where we get to go, and certainly come join us with automatic writing. I would love to teach it to you. In fact, if you can't, if you don't have the funds to do it, I'll gift you it. Or come join us in the School of Mystics. Do something, though, to where we open you up to the possibility. Michael, I've even tried that. Have to get your head out of the way. Your head is locked up so tight, so wound up that nothing can possibly get through. And let's flip it on its head, just like I was talking about with Kelly. My guess is, Lynn, once we finally get you to the place, oh my God, will your connection be strong. I am so convinced of it. That energy that's clenching tight, once opened up, is going to open that channel up, or channels, more than you could ever have imagined. We just get to. I can help you do it through automatic writing. Certainly School of Mystics is a beautiful way to start. You can start any place else you want. Doesn't have to be with me. Certainly doesn't have to be with me. Heck, I could throw you in a forest. Where I say, Lynn, you're not allowed to try to connect with angels. You're not allowed to try to connect with your husband. You just get to connect with the trees for a while. I get to dial back your nervous system out of a need. But Michael, I need right now. That's why, Lynn, I can hear that. But the first thing, when I read your question, all I get from the angels and guides immediately, why can't I channel angels and get messages? Locked down. Meaning there's such a grasp, a holding on tight. Trust me, Lynn, it's okay to let go. It's okay to wait a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And it's okay to grieve. And it's okay to be angry too. We're not given that by many teachers. It's a limiting belief. Maybe we are. And I don't know. I haven't been to all the teachers out there. Forgive me, folks. If you need to, Lynn, be angry as a motherfucker. Get really angry. Get it out. Tear stuff up. And then love yourself up like you've never loved yourself up before. And focus on the mission. Not of channeling whomever or whatever temporarily. But on the mission for your heart. And healing your heart and helping yourself to grieve, helping yourself to heal, helping yourself to get to the other side with everything you've got. And then we are opening up your heart. Then we are receiving. Then the words will come flowing more powerfully and more expediently. They're going to come at a torrent than you ever thought were possible. And I send Lynn, I send so much love and so much love and so much love your way. All right, I am going to take another sip of water. We are going to jump into a very, very brief meditation here. And then let us all get a little extra rest this evening, or do what we need to do. Or if you've been traveling, oh my God, do I send love? Do I send love? Do I send love your way? Somebody said without violence. I'm not a violence kind of guy. However, there is a time and a place to get out a punching bag and get busy. There is a time and a place to get out paper and start shredding it. There's a time to beat a pillow into submission. There is a time for even that. We are in a physical body. It's okay to do that. What you think about is what you bring about. No, it doesn't work as clearly as that. There's a time where you need to get that anger out. It's what you stuff down inside of you and that you do not recognize and do not acknowledge. That's what comes back with a vengeance. But if we need to get it out, if we need to go scream, if we need to go holler, if we need to throw sticks, if we need to do, obviously without harm, that's the rule. Never do harm. But you do it with everything you've got. Please, you don't need my blessings, but you have my blessings for that. All right. Sip of water. Yes, I've got my water with me tonight. Although we get back, we've been in the States, 8-9 days now? No, I've been in Florida 8-9 days. Longer than that. We get to get our refill cartridges, CO2 cartridges going, so I have less of an environmental impact on the planet, so that they're not shipping bottles from, in this case, Mexico here to Florida. We can do even better than that. All right. Yeah, last shameless plug. Come join us. Free month in the School of Mystics. See how it feels. See how it shifts you. If you don't like it, don't stay. It's on us. It's on me. Link is there, and I'd love to see you, help clear you, help get you light, help shift your vibration, your energy, and make so many new friends in the process. All right, what are we going to do for a meditation here tonight? Okay, I haven't done that before. So when you see me do that, and I go, what are we going to do here tonight? And I go, what that means is something was downloaded. And I'm going, okay, I never thought of that. So let's do this. Let's see where this goes. So what I'd like you to do, close your eyes, get nice and comfy in your chair. You can rock back and forward in the chair. And thank you, Aya Bear, Ann Bear, Joyce, everyone on the Dream Team. Kelly, love you guys. Well, let's wiggle back and forth. Bobster, back and forth in the chair. Peter, tap our fingers on the floor, or our feet on the floor, on our hands, on our thighs, and we're just becoming one to wherever we're sitting, whatever we're doing. Unless you're driving down the road, please keep your eyes open. Focus on driving if you're doing that. But I'd like you to get really comfortable, really loose. Shrug those shoulders. Really, really relaxed here. And now I'd like you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose, down to the belly, and out through the nose. In and out. In and out. In and out. Now, as you keep on taking nice, slow, deep breaths, I want you to imagine that everybody who is listening to this, past, future, and present, we are all coming together as one. And all coming together for a candlelight vigil. What does that mean, Michael? It means that we're going to bring some love, some kindness, some compassion, and some light to the world here this evening, or this morning, or wherever you may be. How do we do that? Well, I want you to take a look at your hands in your mind's eye and notice that suddenly a candle has appeared. Maybe it's a candle with a dish to catch the melted wax after the candle is burned, but it's a candle, a white candle, a magical white candle at that, a candle infused with the most amazing energy of love. And as you hold this candle before you, you notice that the candle is speaking to you. It says, I come with love, I come with kindness, I come with compassion, and can you please hold me up above your head to the heavens and beyond? Okay. And so you outstretch your hand or your arms with this candle above you. Feels almost weightless. It's easy to do. And all of a sudden the candle ignites. And you see the candles of everybody around you igniting as well. And you see tens of dozens of people, hundreds of dozens of people, thousands of people, countless people all around you holding these candles up to the sky and illuminating the darkness as far as the eye can see. And you feel everybody swaying together as one. We sway to the right, to the left, and back to the right again. And you suddenly notice, sort of like blades of grass moving in the wind, we're all swaying together and all feeling this amazing energy of love, this amazing energy of kindness, this amazing energy of compassion and of oneness from everybody all around. You look up, and it's not startling, but what you see is all of these individual flames forming one giant glowing golden flame up above you. Not a scary flame, not a dangerous flame. But you notice that it's going from yellow to white, briefly to gold, and now suddenly to pink. And you realize this is a flame of pure love, a flame of pure potentiality, a flame of who and what humanity is capable of being. And it goes beyond that. For you recognize that if you think left, the flame goes left. If you think right, the flame goes right. If you think taller, the flame gets bigger. If you think shorter, the flame gets smaller. And you realize that you can control this flame individually and collectively with your thoughts. And it goes beyond that. Because you realize intuitively, in your heart, in your mind's eye, that whatever you focus on, this flame can bring about. Now, this is a flame for all of humanity, not just for a flame for you or me. But certainly, if you put in your heart you want greater peace, all of a sudden you see it. Somehow you see this greater peace appear in that flame above you. Greater peace for yourself. Greater peace for all. If you want abundance, if you want more abundance in your life, you see it suddenly in the flame. If you want more abundance for all, you suddenly see that in the flame as well. And you realize you have such incredible power in the palm of your hands. Just by holding up that candle and just by focusing on whatever it is you desire, individually or collectively, it suddenly appears in the flame above you. And you realize if you start to think of fear, if you start to think of negative things, all of a sudden, it doesn't appear before you, but the flame suddenly just gets smaller and smaller and smaller still. And you go, wow, I get to play with what I think about. I get to focus on what I really, really want. And you go, oh, this is kind of cool. I want love. That flame goes bigger and you can feel the love. I want food. That flame goes even bigger and you feel the most amazing sustenance for you and for everyone around you. And you go, this flame is amazing. What can I do with it? Well, it's healed the planet, and you see it in the flame above you. Let's bring back those creatures that were almost extinct on the earth. You see that above you. In fact, you think of the creatures that have been made permanently extinct, you see that in the flame above you, and you realize the scientists have found a way to bring them back, or that simply the field of energy has suddenly brought them back where once there were none. Oh my God, this flame is capable of miracles. Oh, you betcha, and we're just getting started. So what I'd like you to do, as we're playing with this flame right here, is I don't want you to just hear it from me. I want you to see it with your own eyes. I'd like you to take the next 30 seconds or more to focus on what you really want for yourself and see it in that flame up above you. You don't even have to know what it'll look like. What do you really, really want? Let's focus on that, beginning now. And yes, feel it, see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, believe it in your heart, and believe it in your mind's eye. And then see what happens before you. And now let's do this one more time. Focused on all of humanity. What is it you wish to see for all of humanity? What is it you wish to feel? To know, to sense, to smell, to taste, to touch, to hear? For everyone on earth. And see that appear in the flame, the dancing pink flame above you as well. want you to know how powerful you are. I want you to know how much of a creator you are. I want you to know how much you personally are capable of changing your world, of changing my world, and of changing the world for all. Just by that candle that you're holding, that appears to be above you, that appears to be that you're extending out into an even greater flame, but is really in your heart. Just by illuminating that candle or playing with that candle and making it brighter and focusing on what you desire individually and collectively, it grows brighter and brighter and brighter still. That's who and what you are, until you, my friend, are truly illuminating the world. And as you come back, feel that flame on your heart. Feel that warmth. Feel that glow. And know this is who and what you are. You are the creator. You are the flame. And you are the light at the highest level. And how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? Woohoo! All right, I send all my love your way. Please come join us for a free month in the School of Mystics, and I'll help bring your energy up even higher still. Certainly, if you're not ready to do that, and it's free. But if you're not ready to do that, come on over to dailywoohoo.com, where I can at least help bring your energy up each and every day through a very brief newsletter, attunement story, anything of the sort. We'll have by the time you get this, there may be a, what do we call it? Cyber Monday sale. How does it get any better than this for automatic writing? Helping you to channel, helping you hear from angels, helping you to hear from guides, helping you to hear from loved ones on the other side, helping to hear from your pets as well, and everything and everyone that you would like to on the other side. We'll have that going on. And we have an amazing magical show coming up this Thursday as well. And so you can click on the link below to find out more about that. And I'm challenging myself in my memory because I know it is a very, very, very special one. Oh, yes. It is with, names do seem to be escaping me this evening. I am seeing her as clear as day. Oh, it is so special about you as the creator. So I can see the contents of it. And it is from, oh, hold on. Let me pull this up. Who do we have this Thursday before I let you go? It is, I will be right with you, Sir Meowsers. I have Sir Meowsers right off camera here. It is of course, Sheila Gillette. Oh my God. How did I escape your name, Sheila? I sent so much love. How does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? That'll be this Thursday. All right. Sir Meowsers needs food right here. So I've got to go get him food. So I'm going to put on some music from my dear sister. Oh, it's okay. There you go. Ayla Ray. And I send all the love in the world your way. And of course, keep on shining bright. Thank you, Dream Team. And thank you, you. Woohoo! How does it get any better than this?
Every day there's a new horizon. Birds keep on singing, earth keeps on spinning. Time to toss any fears that rule you. Dance to vibrations, no limitations.